5 kilos. I know I call myself the 5 kilo traveler, but 5 kilos is not the goal for everyone. And what I'm trying to do is inspire people to just take less.
Katherine, welcome back once again to the podcast. How are you doing today?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Pavel. Absolutely wonderful.
That's great. That's great. So everyone who doesn't know, Katherine already did an episode. She already joined us for an episode where we talk about Rarotonga. Do I still say it correctly?
Yep,
Okay, it's
absolutely.
such a tongue twister for me.
Yeah.
Beautiful island there across New Zealand, but now we're back because Katherine wants to share how she is traveling with 5 kilos every time. This doesn't fit in my head, right? First of all, Katherine lives in New Zealand. She has a travel blog, and the name of the blog is 5 Kilo Traveler. Was it that way?
Yeah, the 5 kilo traveler.
The 5 Kilo Traveler. So, okay, help me visualize this. So 5 kilo is a carry-on bag when you go to the airplane. Is that correct?
It is. Yeah.
Okay. So you never check luggage, or at least in the last, 10 years or so.
No, the only time I'll check luggage is if I've got something in there like hiking poles that you can't carry on. But most of the time I carry on only.
Okay. So how this idea came together?
Well, back in about 2016, I was planning on going to Europe, to Croatia and Italy for 4 weeks. And initially I was going with a friend, but her plans changed and I ended up going by myself. My husband was a bit sort of like bamboozled as to why I would go traveling by myself. But I was at that stage, I was 49 and I just wanted to do something crazy, something different, push the boundaries, get out there and be challenged. And I had 2 teenage kids at the time, and everyone, they would all cope at home without me for a month. So, which I know is a real privilege, but it was absolutely fantastic. So, of course, in the planning of that, I realised that wasn't going to have my husband with me to carry my bag if I got stuck or if I needed it to be put up in a luggage, up in the compartments on a train. I thought, oh my God. And I became really possessive of my belongings because I was like by myself. So then I started thinking about how I could travel with less. And back then, which is only sort of 4 years ago, there wasn't really much about light travel or traveling light out there. And so I picked up a few sort of tips from the shops and everything, from the outdoor stores. And so then I decided that I was going to have a really minimalist wardrobe, and I was just going to take a few t-shirts, a pair of hiking pants, a pair of shorts, a pair of jeans, a few pairs of shoes, and a jersey, and then I'd be right. And so from there it became, that was it. And I thought, I've just got to cope. And so I went and did my travel, and so the whole thing was about being secure. So as a solo female traveler, I needed to be safe. I needed to know that I personally was safe and that I could run fast if I needed to, because I just had a bag on my back.
Wow.
And then I would but the other thing is I wanted everything in my bag to be secure. So one of the funny things that I was a little bit worried about was I had to walk through the Rome train station and walk to my Airbnb, which was not too far around, but there's a lot of stories about Rome, and I also was going to Naples. So there was a lot of stories around dodginess there. So I was really scared. So when I got off the boat at Naples and off the train at Rome, I had my bag absolutely strapped to me, and I was like marching down the road, like God help anyone that got in my way. I mean, I'm only 5'1", so I'm not, an intimidating kind of person. But there was no stopping me.
Okay, so hold on, I'm just googling 5'1" because I'm not sure what this in centimeters. It's 155. 155. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Understand. Okay, so that trip went well, and then from that point on, you're like, oh wow, I can actually make this a thing.
Yeah, well, people started asking me what I was traveling with and how I did it. It was sort of funny because there were people asking about solo travel and about going by myself. And then there were these other people asking about this whole traveling with a light bag. And then someone asked me, a few people asked me for the list of what I carried, and I was talking to a friend who was planning on doing the Camino. So it was sort of, I started talking to people, and then someone said, "Oh, you should do a Facebook page." And so I set up a Facebook page, and then an Instagram page, and then someone else said, "Well, you should do a website." And so, yeah, it's sort of grown from there, quite organically grown. And it's a lot about. So one of the things with traveling light was that there's the whole safety and security with it, but it's actually really liberating. There's a real freedom with just having a bag on your back. So for instance, when I arrived on my first day in Dubrovnik in Croatia, I was petrified. I was really scared. This is my first sort of, I mean, I've done a lot of travel before, but not much by myself. So I was really nervous. But I got to Pillay Gate at the old town in Dubrovnik, had my little bag on my back, and started walking through the streets. And I thought, well, I'll go to the Airbnb and I'll drop my bag off. And then I realized, actually, I don't need to drop my bag off. I'm just here. So I just walked around, and I realized that there are a lot of people walking around with a 5-kilo bag on their back just during the day. That's what travelers do. They've got a little backpack on their back. So I looked perfectly normal. It just meant that I had everything I needed in my bag. So they were walking around, and I was, sightseeing. And then as I was walking up to my Airbnb, there was a bar just off to the side of the wall, and you could go through a gate in the wall and go into this bar. So I popped the bag at the base, under the chair at my feet, and had a drink, and then finished that, and then carried on up to my Airbnb, and then checked in later. So there was all that freedom around just moving around without having to worry about dropping a bag off. So not so much time wasted.
So so you mentioned what you have in the bag, but can you say that again? I just want to try and visualize it better.
So I try and go for the rule of 3. So 3 tops. So like 2 t-shirts and a long. So I generally wear merino, because it's merino wool is you don't have to wear it. You don't have to wash it every day after you've worn it. You can wear it. In fact, you could actually wear merino. If you hang it up at night and air it, you could wear it for 7 days without washing it.
Merino.
Merino wool. Smart wool.
Merino wool. Okay. All right. I didn't know that. All right. Look, you research these things when you take less things. You need to know these kind of hacks.
Yeah, exactly. Although at the time I took merino t-shirts and a merino top, but I didn't realize that you could wear them for several days at a time. So I was actually washing them after each wear. So I didn't get the benefits of that. So I had my 3 tops.
Yeah.
Then I had 3 bottoms. So one of my bottoms was merino leggings. So like your leggings.
Yeah, less washing as well. Once
again.
Okay.
Thermal leggings, a pair of hiking shorts, and a pair of hiking pants. Oh, and a pair of jeans. That's right. Okay. I bought a pair of jeans because I wanted to look a bit smarter. And then I also had 3 pairs of shoes. So I had a pair of jandals, which I think you call them flip-flops.
Okay. And how do you call them?
Jandals.
Jandals. Where is this coming from?
I don't know. It's a New Zealand thing.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. So you got jandals. What else you got?
Sneakers. Do you call them sneakers?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else did I? Oh, and a pair of hiking boots.
Okay. So do you do a lot of hiking, or just take them because they're comfy?
No, I do a lot of, well, then I was doing a lot of hiking, but so the whole thing with traveling light is making things smaller. And I've actually realized that hiking boots, I personally don't need hiking boots. I can get away with a hiking shoe.
Okay.
And now I even have a shoe that's even less of it's a barefoot shoe that I use for hiking. So yeah, so you can just make things, you've still got to have what you need. You take what you need, but you find an option that is lighter or less bulky.
Mm-hmm.
So the old hiking boot, that's got the full ankle coverage and everything, that has now gone down to just a small hiking shoe.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the shoe, if you have your jeans on, basically the shoes are the most heavy thing in your backpack.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you take, okay. So that's it? Is that what you take?
That's pretty on. And then I take a puffer jacket.
A jacket. Okay. So do you
Never
take a pajama with you or just sleep with the t-shirts you got or something?
T-shirt. Yeah.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a T-shirt.
Clever,
Yeah.
tasteless stuff.
And then of course there's other things like a rain jacket or an umbrella, your toiletry bag. But again, the toiletry bag is just taking a minimal, you don't take your kitchen cupboard.
Yeah, you take some mini flacons, I would say as well,
Yeah.
not big ones. Okay, all right. So how do you feel then when you make this change? Do you feel any different? Why you keep doing it? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned before that I found it really liberating and it really freeing. And it just, but there was also that whole thing around minimalism, which I wasn't really into at all. But you realize that actually you don't need as much as what you think you do. And so when I would wake up in the morning, my clothes were literally on the bed. There was no, oh my God, what am I going to wear today? Because there really was not much of a choice. It was like, oh, I guess it'll be t-shirt and hiking pants again. And, so it was really, it just took away so many decisions. It just,
Yeah.
yeah, and like I didn't leave stuff behind because it was all there. I couldn't, it was impossible to leave it behind because there wasn't much of it. It was pretty obvious if it was missing in the bag because everything took up room. So yeah, yeah, it's a really different way of travel, but it's just so much easier.
As you said, it takes also time decisions, decision making, which saves time.
Yeah.
And that's why people like Mark Zuckerberg keeps going with one t-shirt, because I wake up and I just grab a t-shirt and that's it. Did you find this affecting other areas of your life? Like, did you start collecting more things in your home or anything else like that?
No, definitely. When I got home, I started thinking about things that we had in the kitchen or in the bathrooms and really started whittling things down as to how much we actually need. And actually, it was after that I did the Marie Kondo wardrobe thing where you look at things in your wardrobe and you say, does this give me joy? And if it does, then I keep it. And if it doesn't, then it gets thrown out. So I minimalized my wardrobe. And now anything that I buy, anything I buy has to be travel related. So will this travel well is my sort of question that I ask. And it's also about, if you're buying clothes, does it go with other stuff? Does it mix and match? Will it go with my shoes? Like not just buying something because you like it and then getting home and finding that it goes with nothing. Or you find that, oh, actually, I've already got 3 navy shirts. I don't need another one.
Well, that's great. That's great. I agree with that. I agree with that. And but what is your husband thinking of this? When you travel alone with little luggage, what is he thinking about it?
Well, I think at the start he thought traveling alone, I think he thought was a bit strange because he's a really keen traveler too. So I think he was sort of like, well, I like to travel. Why don't you want to travel with me? But when I traveled by myself, I got, it was a huge boost in confidence. And I did things that I was actually really scared of. No, it wasn't that they were scary. It was just the fear was in me that, oh, should I do this? And I did things and I challenged myself. And it was like physically, some of those challenges were really, really pushing me into the fear zone. And it just, so as much as he couldn't understand why I was doing it, when I came back and the repercussions of that whole trip years down the track, he can see the benefit that it's had. And so I've had other solo trips now that do push me out of my comfort zone, but it's really good for me. It's good for him as well, good for our family. I just feel I feel better. I feel more confident. Things like the website and doing Instagram. I would never have done that kind of thing prior to going on this trip. And I think now, if something comes up and I go, oh, mate, I'm scared of doing that, I go, oh my God, what are you scared about? You bloody, went to the other side of the world, traveled for 4 weeks by yourself with just 5 kilos. You've got nothing to be scared of. So it's been it was a life-changing trip. It really was.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Is there anything else you would like to add to this subject?
So probably for 5 kilos, I know I call myself the 5 kilo traveler, but 5 kilos is not the goal for everyone. And what I'm trying to do is inspire people to just take less. So not to pack to the limit. So if there's a 24 or 23 kilo maximum on your luggage check-in, don't pack to the maximum. Look at what you've got, reduce what you've got. And that's what it's about, is just taking less. So rather than taking a 23 kilo bag, actually a 12 kilo suitcase is way more manageable and a lot easier on your body. So just take less. That's what it's pretty much all about.
That is I'll be honest, at the beginning I was a bit confused because you were like, just take lease. And I was like, leasing what? But take less. Okay. I must say I love your accent. I love it. But what you say is so true, because in the past, when I was trying big suitcases, you have 23 kilos limit, and I put stuff and I was scared. I was like, 21 kilos. What else I can put more? That's automatically in my head. What else I can take with me? I don't know, stuff more, because I have this limit, right? And it's like, let's use it. But if you see it from a different perspective, like, okay, just take less. What do I need? And just take that. That's brilliant. Oh, okay.
Oh, exactly. But I used to be a heavy traveler as well. I used to have a backpack, and it used to be up here above my head, and the bottom of it was below my bum, and from behind all you could see was legs in a backpack. So it was like a walking backpack. So I've done that. I've carried the heavy bags, but it's I can't do that anymore. I need something little. So it's just it's brilliant. And I just encourage everyone to give it a go.
Yeah, I'll share this podcast with my sister. Okay. Well, Katherine, thanks so much for joining me once again. It was a great pleasure. And who knows, maybe we'll do another episode down the line.
Oh, thank you for having me, Pavel. It's been absolutely wonderful. I've loved it.
Have a nice day. Bye.
You too. See ya.